Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Figgleheads, where we will discuss controversial topics like Captain America, a cocaine bear, and an odd amount of party time talk. This is Controversial Topics.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen?
And welcome back to the Figgleheads podcast. Nobody new is here. If you've watched any other episodes, you know who we are. So, nothing's changed. I don't think I need to introduce myself.
I feel the need to introduce myself because I feel like a changed man. I put on my big boy pants today.
Why? What did you do?
I don't know. I just woke up and put some pants on.
Did you, grow a few sizes or something so you consider them big boy pants?
No, I just don't put on pants every day. Sometimes I don't need to. Is that weird? Is that like a not normal thing?
And some days I don't put a shirt on, but I feel like that's a little bit different from not putting pants on.
Well, it's
That's
not like
what-
I'm
that's
butt-ass naked walking around the house.
True, but that's still where the goods are. I mean, do you wear boxers or like
Oh, yeah.
the okay.
The baggy stuff.
Say, if you're wearing the tight stuff, then you're walking around with a bulge, and
Hell
that's a
no.
little bit.
Hell no. Hell no.
So, you want to know what I did? Just hour before this, what I was doing.
I would love to.
I needed to introduce my cousin who was born. What year was it? If he's I need to do quick math here. 2009, because he was too young to experience this in the golden days. Went to Skylanders because I had to.
No! He just learned Skylanders today?
No, he knew what it was because his older brother, my other cousin, played it. Or not played it, but he had the stuff, but he didn't play it very much. He was into the collecting, but he didn't play it very much. Oh, I had to show him the game, man. I had to show him the game.
Which one?
First one.
Okay. Was he irritated by there not being any jumping?
What was it first? We actually just beat it.
Oh, really? He beat the whole
We
game.
just finished it in 2 nights.
Oh, 2 nights. What the? You know what I did in 2 nights?
Born both times?
Did you say born or porn?
Did you watch porn 2 nights in a row?
No, I don't watch porn. But I did move houses.
Did do that?
I did. I spent the
That's
first
real.
night packing my objects. And then I put them in the car, and we drove them. And then I spent the next day, packing up my furniture and unpacking it in my new room that is arguably larger.
Nice.
Even though I probably need to run through it with a vacuum 3 or 4 more times.
I don't know why I felt the need to do that, but it did.
I'm staying in a room that is largely dormant now. The previously was largely dormant, so it's gathered a lot of dust and dirt and many cracks and crevices. So
Spiders can get in through those, you know.
no, I did a spider check before. There aren't any in this room.
I know what I was gonna say. Okay, I have awesome news.
Oh, it was anything awesomer than introducing your relative to Skylanders?
Okay, that was awesome. That was awesome news, but I have other awesome news. Okay, you ready?
I think I know what it's going to be, but yeah, go ahead.
I have absolutely no clue. I've never mentioned a thing about this to you ever. I only just learned this a couple of days ago. I have absolutely no idea what it is. Trust me.
Okay.
So, same cousin, right? To give a little background, because I know you know, but other people don't. My cousin was born with something called spina bifida, meaning that he was born paralyzed from the waist down. So, he loves sports, so he plays all his sports in wheelchairs. And I learned to play it with him because I like sports too. but it's a little bit unfair because I can walk. So
Wow.
so I'm learning sports like without the use of legs because there's like sled hockey and wheelchair basketball and like pickleball in wheelchairs and power chair all sorts of different stuff. So in April, there's going to be a wheelchair basketball tournament. And last year I did one of these and I was actually really freaking good at it. Like I carried one team needed an extra person, so they asked me to do it. They didn't want to win. They were just doing it to like support the a fundraiser or whatever.
Raise awareness for people who are paralyzed.
Yeah, and like there was a raffle and stuff, but they were just there to volunteer. They didn't actually want to win. I carried them so hard that they had to kick me off of the court because I was single handedly winning them the game.
So, when was this?
This was last. It was on Labor Day.
Oh, wait,
So now
wait.
this
You
year,
really? I remember you've told me about this, but I didn't know you were like kicked off for being too good. Like was it like you
I
were
won.
overshining the people that were actually paralyzed?
I kind of was.
Now I
no,
understand.
none of the people on the team I was playing on were paralyzed. They were just there to like, they were like with some other organization that just goes around and does like volunteer shit.
Round of
I don't know what
applause.
it's called.
Round of
I
applause to
don't.
Dan for dunking on paralyzed kids.
Don't phrase it like that. It wasn't like a malicious kicked off. It was just like a we're gonna have to take you off because they don't actually want to win this game.
If a kid was like blocking you in his wheelchair, you should just stood up and held the ball above your head.
No, you're strapped in the wheelchair. You can't stand up.
Oh, but imagine that. Like you, oh my god, I can imagine being in the stands and just watching you try to get it from the kid. You just stand up and hold it above him, and he's like clapping to
A lot,
reach it.
well, a lot of the people in it weren't actually like handicapped. There were a lot of people who were, but there were also a lot of people who weren't.
Hmm.
I played on my main team was me, my uncle, and my cousin. And we actually did a lot better than we went 2 for 2, which was 2 more games than we thought we were gonna win.
Fair.
But anyway, that was a lot of background to what is gonna happen in April. So in April, there's gonna be another tournament, and I'm not guaranteed to be able to play it in it yet. But if I do, I'm gonna play on my cousin's team. And you want to know what my cousin's team is gonna be?
What?
It's a sorority team.
What does that mean?
Oh my god. It's a team of all college girls.
Oh, I can understand as someone who was single once before how enticing that may be.
And I
Assuming
was
that is what you're
already,
talking about.
yes, I was already good at this game. But
Hmm.
if I'm playing this game and I have a whole team of females watching me, you better fucking believe I am going to probably knock somebody right out of their wheelchair. I am going to be going full try hard show off mode.
But you
It's going
can't
to
go
be the
too
best
much.
day of my life.
You can't go too much because then they'll be like, "Ooh, he hates disabled kids."
No, it's not true at all. Then why would I be playing in the tournament? Why would I be doing all this for like volunteer shit?
Because you hate them and you get a chance to dunk on them.
I once rollerbladed either 5 or 6 or 7 miles for absolutely no reason other than to support this like fun organization, whatever the fuck the word is for it.
Yeah, but you rollerbladed, which is anti-paralyzed people.
He just hates cripples. And he wants me to be the one who hates
Wow,
cripples.
now
Jesus
you're
Christ.
calling them cripples? That's offensive.
My cousin actually finds it hilarious when I call him a cripple. Okay. My greatest fucking joke to him. We were getting in the car. He usually calls shotgun, but I got shotgun one time, and he goes, "What the fuck? I'm gonna annoy you the whole way home." And I just said to him, "What are you gonna do? Kick the seat?" He was crying tears. He was laughing so hard. I realized I said crying tears. I would say laughing tears.
Hey, you know what that kicking seat joke was?
But
something you should probably keep to yourself, which is the name of the episode today.
It is, isn't it?
Bazinga.
Ain't that a funny coinky dink? I totally meant to connect that. It was intended.
I'm
Intended.
sure.
It was. I have no way to prove me otherwise.
They get to find out how terrible of people we are.
Oh yeah. Controversial takes and much more.
Perhaps. Just stupid fucking shit we did.
I know you think we're angels. We're not. Okay. I mean, maybe he is, but I'm not.
Actually, in one episode, he talked about pushing his sister down the stairs. So I guess I take that back.
Yes. That was probably something I should have kept to myself.
Probably is. You know what? It probably is.
Can I start this off because this is a story that relates to you?
Oh shit! Fuck. Okay.
So, I should mention. So you know, tasering, right? Where you like jab someone in the hip.
Yeah.
So when people do that to me, I make like a really weird noise. It's not like a moan, but it's more of like an ah. No, it's not a moan. It's like an like, you know, like that kind of grunt. It's kind of like
a grunt, which also
it's like a
sounds
grunt,
a little
but
bit.
it's like a light grunt. Okay. So Chelsea likes to taser me a lot, just because she enjoys tasering me, right? So I was sitting. I was sitting on my bed, right? And this was a few days ago. No, sorry, it was. Oh God, it was like yesterday or something. It was yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, maybe Friday. We were sitting on my bed, and I got a text from you, and I go. She goes into chasing me, and I go, "Oh, damn!" And then I grunt. So she was just mocking me the entire night.
What?
Because I went, "Oh, damn."
I guess we've it's been disclosed. Aiden is sexually attracted to me. Jesus Christ!
No.
I guess we gotta end this podcast now.
No.
I guess we gotta cancel the show, guys. We gotta cancel the show.
Stay with me.
Okay, now you're just asking to be made fun of for it.
I'm gonna cry now.
Or just you're doing it to yourself. You're digging yourself a hole here.
Well, how do you think I felt? Like the entire night, I would just be like watching a movie, and she'd look over and say, "Oh, damn," and it just. I was like, stop. And she wouldn't. It was embarrassing, and it still is. But I was like, this is perfect for the next episode.
Oh my god, that is funny.
It's awful.
Also a little disturbing. If you're giving me flashbacks, man. You're giving me flashbacks.
Is this a seamless transition into one of yours?
Oh, it's just. Well, this is a. Well, I mean, if I tell you, this is a thing that somebody else should keep to themselves.
Oh,
it's just something that I know. It's just something that I know, and I think you are. I think I already told you about it. It's a little uncomfortable being a straight guy and then having a guy that you didn't know was bi say that they want to suck your dick. And mind you, you're friends with the person. It's a little bit unsettling. Just a fucking little bit. Just a little bit. It was very unsettling. Extremely.
Is unsettling the right word? What is the definition of unsettling? I always said it was like slightly creepy.
Uncomfortable.
Unsettling.
It's like
causing anxiety or uneasiness. Disturbing. Yeah, I guess it could apply.
It was.
That's tough. You know, I don't know if this is a humble brag or not, but it's shocking the amount of gay guys that have been into me.
Same gay guy, by the way, he was into you at one point.
Yeah. There's quite a handful of men that enjoy me as a person. Out of all the ways I could have said that, and it was that. Yep.
Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
you had so many other ways you could have phrased that. You
This is
decided to phrase it that way.
this is like the wrestling thing all over again.
Oh, yep, it is. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I was wrestling once.
don't bring it up again! I swear to God.
Go watch episode 3 to know what we're talking about.
Oh, that was
Aiden was wrestling with his sister. Aiden wrestled his sister, by the way.
Don't say it like that. I mean, that's exactly what it was.
Well,
but
listen. If
in a
they
literal
want
sense.
context, then they gotta go. Listen, if they want context, they gotta go watch episode 3. I'm bringing in views. Aiden, shut the fuck up.
It was a literal. What he said is the literal description of what happened. It's not the figurative one. It's not. It's not the smug emoji face like one. It's the literal like WWE like coming in with a steel chair. You know what I'm saying?
We're plugging our social media. Go
Instagram,
with
the
it.
Figgleheads.
Yeah, that's literally all the name is. The
Yep.
same cool art that you're seeing right now is the profile picture. In case you need help.
Indeed. Maybe we should update it to be the one like the actual profile picture that I made.
Good.
It's basically just the picture but different. Maybe I'll do that right now. Or maybe I'll wait until the video comes out. Who knows? Maybe go check and see for yourself and follow while you're there.
Well, I mean, you'll be seeing this 2 weeks after we record it, so it it might be changed right now. It might not be.
Maybe it'll never change.
I don't like change.
Change is scary.
Change is very scary. I was literally just thinking about something like that earlier today, and now I don't remember what it was.
So was I, because I was moving.
It's true. That is true. Oh yeah, I was complaining about how they were building more houses and cutting down more trees.
Understand.
Because like, I like that I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, but also not at the same time. Like just in the middle of a forest. But now they're just building more fucking houses, and I don't want to feel like I'm living in a village. That's something that I've literally never wanted to like live in. I don't want to live in a city. Yeah. You want to live in a city? Why would you want to live in a city?
Okay, well, I don't want to live in a city, but I want to live in like. I want to live in a village that's very close to a commercial area. Like a small town, but we're like 10 minutes away from like a bunch of commercial stores. The only thing, we have a place like that around us, but the only thing is it's very popular. So it's pretty crowded. And it seems to be growing. So by the time that I'm old enough to be able to pick where I live, I don't think that it'll be much of a small town anymore.
Gotcha.
But in the famous words of Jim Croce, isn't that the way they say it goes?
Sure. Oh, I just want to say right now, fuck you, Jack. Do your job.
What's Jack's job?
He didn't have to narrate the 3rd episode. He shouldn't have to do that.
Ha 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 ha. I'm gonna give Jack the pass.
Love you, Jack.
I was
Not like
slacking
that.
that week on editing, and I called him at a very inconvenient time, like, "Hey, I need you now." So that's entirely my fault, to be honest. I have a lot of catching up to do. Yeah, Jack,
I'm just being
fuck you.
Jack.
You know what? Fuck you, Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey, Jack. You're a short leprechaun. Hey, your month's coming up.
Oh, true. Jack, are we gonna pull Jack on here for the St. Patrick's Day special?
St. Pat. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Is St. Patrick's Day on Monday or is it on Wednesday? I can't remember.
It's on a Friday.
Is it always on a Friday?
Not always on a Friday. It's on the 17th.
I thought it was the
I only
16th.
know that because my birthday's on a Friday. That's how I know.
When's your birthday? Wait, maybe not tell that on podcast if that's a secret thing.
I don't really care if people know that. People know Markiplier's birthday. People probably know Jacksepticeye's birthday. I only know Markiplier's birthday because he did it he like said what it was on a Poppy Playtime stream.
Oh yeah, because there's the thing in
Thing actually called out his actual birthday, which was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
I know your birthday. That thing, yeah.
That's pretty funny. We're going like way off topic, aren't we?
No, not really, because Because birthday might be something you want to keep to yourself.
March 24th.
Here's something I might want to keep to myself. I just popped a... Okay, that was my trash can. I just popped
And just got hit in the head with a...
a wart? Is that what this is? It's
Just
a
got,
pimple, I
well,
think.
just got...
It's bleeding.
Okay,
everywhere.
there's no... Okay. You popped a pimple, and I heard the sound of, like, somebody getting hit in the head with a frying pan.
Here's a trash can.
That's not natural.
This is trash can. My trash can lid shut on itself. I have a very small trash can. It's like it's less. It's like 6 inches long. It's crazy.
So was mine.
Shit.
Take that how you will.
Well, I'm taking that exactly how you want me to.
Well, you don't know how I wanted you to understand that, yeah.
You want to hear another story that I should probably keep to myself?
No, sure, go ahead.
So this happened the other night, right? So first I need to clarify that because we're in the middle of moving, right? We are very much lacking essentials in our house, right? This was like a week ago.
Okay.
So for clarification, because of the way that our old house worked, there were 2 bathrooms. My sister got the main one, and I had to share a bathroom with my mom because that's just the way that it went. Our rooms were closer to each other. That's why. And my sister's bathroom is right outside of her room, and I'm right next to my mom's room. So it was just the way that it lined up. So I have to go through my mom's room to get to the bathroom at night. And so this was like 1 a.m., right? My mom was asleep, and she was dreaming. Her dream was like a war or something. She was battling, right? Like something.
Talking about dreams again! Come on!
It makes it every episode, but this is something I shouldn't. This is like a really like bad like. This is like something I would never tell on YouTube. So this is like a one-time thing. So I'm in the bathroom watching YouTube videos, right? And so in the middle of the night, right, this is happening. And so I'm finally done. I'm going to bed. I look over and we're out of toilet paper. And I have the realization that the only place that has toilet paper is my sister's bathroom. So somehow I have to get from my bathroom just fresh poop. I have to get my poop is fresh, right? I just took a shit. And I realize there's no toilet paper, and I don't know what to do because the paper's on the other side of the house. So I have to make 2 options.
Your solution to use a shower curtain?
No, but where have I heard that before?
What?
I feel like I've heard that
Shower
before.
curtain?
Yeah.
Talked about sleeping in the shower in the second episode, throwing the shower curtain over myself.
I feel like I've heard someone talk about wiping with a shower curtain before. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me. I promise.
I'm sure. So I have 2 options at this point. Either A, I can try to find something in the bathroom to use, or B, I risk it for the biscuit and go get the toilet paper from the bathroom. But this is like what did I say, 2 a.m.? So it is rough out there, right? So my mom's dead asleep, and I decide to do the latter. I'm gonna go get the toilet paper. So I get up.
Yeah.
I want to make this as fast as I can. So
Did you cover the down there with anything?
Yeah, no, my shirt was. I had a long shirt on, so that covered it.
Okay.
It was like down to my like lower thigh, so it was like I didn't need to have anything on. So
Like girls in high school will be like?
Yeah, it was basically like a girl in high school, but instead of short shorts, I had So I got up and I try to go quickly. So my handle to the bathroom is like one that you grab on and pull down, right? It's not a twist, you pull down. So I go to grab it to pull down, but I'm in a hurry. So my fingers grab it, but I don't grip it. So my fingers just pull it down and my hand slips and it goes up and goes really loudly. And I go, oh shit! And I open the door fully, and my mom wakes up and she goes, huh? What the fuck is happening? Because keep in mind, she's in the middle of a war. And I go, I'm going to get toilet paper. And I keep going. So my mom, half asleep in the middle of a war in her dream, goes, "What the fuck is happening?" in her dream, and someone leans over in her dream and goes, "We're fighting for toilet paper."
Did she tell you this or something the next day?
Well, I knew that she had a dream where she was fighting someone because she sleep talks. And I don't even know if she remembered any of this, and I'd like to keep it that way because that's really embarrassing.
Okay, well, listen, if she listens to this, then she'll fucking remember it.
She doesn't even know this channel exists. Trust me, we're fine.
That's kind of sad.
Eh.
Kinda makes it more
I
interesting.
prefer to separate business from leisure.
This is a business. We got 9 views on the second episode.
That's right. But yeah,
And we got a comment on our first episode that literally just said, "I want to be." Shout out to that guy.
shout out
But
to
we
that.
still don't know. We still don't know what you mean.
Shout out to the guy that wants to be.
Yeah. Want to be. I wanted to be a hippo when I grew into adult.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. When I was a child, I don't know. I literally just, I think there was like a paper in preschool. I literally wrote down like, when I grow up, I want to be a hippo.
I wrote.
I got.
Oh god. When I grow up, I want to be the rocket ship.
Want to be the rock. Wait, you want to be a rocket ship?
You know how so many kids want to be the astronaut? I wanted to be the rocket ship.
You
I wanted to be the
the
one that
rocket
takes
ship.
the people to the moon.
You wanted to be the one that explodes and goes off in the middle of space.
No, I just lose my limbs and accessories.
Yeah.
No
That doesn't
biggie.
sound very pleasant.
No biggie.
Biggie. Yeah, because one day it's not a big deal if my arms and legs start falling off.
Oops, it's not.
Not a big deal. Sure. You know what? That confusing myself.
Sounds like it.
Thing in my eye bothering me a lot.
Your eye?
My eye, yes.
What'd you do to your eye?
I don't know. I said it had something in it. It's probably an eyelash. I make conversation out of something being in my eyeball?
I just lost memory of the last 30 seconds.
What?
I just lost memory of the last 30 seconds.
Oh, cool. Well, God damn, I can't talk about that. That's illegal. Shit. I'm realizing the shit I shouldn't talk about. Something that you couldn't say to the police officers.
What?
Because then I'll get arrested.
Oh, okay.
I guess I did sneak out one time.
What is happening?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm broken.
I will put you back together. Please understand the reference. Please understand the reference. Please understand the reference. Please
Why
understand the
wouldn't
reference.
I?
Okay. Good. Good.
Why wouldn't
What was I talking about?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I snuck out. Have you ever snuck out of your house?
I feel like I have.
And your girlfriend lives next door to you, so.
Kind of. So my parents, for some reason, believe that our neighborhood is extremely unsafe to walk at night.
Uh-huh.
You've been in my neighborhood, right? You know that it's perfectly safe to walk in, right?
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
Regardless, they don't want me to. Me and her love going on night walks, but my parents don't let me. So there have been numerous times where I've claimed I'm going to go hang out at her house. I walk in her back door, and we both walk out through her front door, and then we just go on a night walk. And they think that I never left. So technically, I've like snuck out because technically I left without them knowing, but it was under a lie and I left anyways. So it's more so that I told them I was going to go somewhere and then I went there and then left there. I snuck out of there, basically. It's hard to explain, but long story short is I still went somewhere I wasn't supposed to without their permission and knowledge.
Huh.
I don't know if that counts.
I'll, I guess it kind of does. I mean, they didn't know you left, so yeah, I guess it counts. I don't know if I really, I did leave the house without them knowing, but they also were not home.
Well, don't you also have a tracker? Doesn't your
I
family have
didn't
that
at the
tracking
time.
app? Oh.
I didn't at the time.
Yeah, I would never agree to doing that with my family. No, thank you.
Well, you see, I didn't want to, but I would have been grounded if I didn't, so.
Oof, well, grounding is temporary. Tracking is forever.
Well, I mean, I could have been grounded until I turned 18, which, when I turn 18 in a month, then I'll probably be good to not have it.
What were they gonna ground you from?
No. Probably a lot of things. I've been grounded many times before. Have you ever been grounded? Perfect
Yes.
child? Oh.
Um,
Take it back.
My family didn't like doing grounding unless it was for me. When I was younger, my dad caught me watching PewDiePie, and he told me I wasn't allowed to have my iPad for a few months. And so 2 months went by the time that they were supposed to give me it back, and they were like, "You know what? We think you're better without it, so we're gonna keep it from you." And so I was like, what? This was part of the deal." And you want to know what ultimately got me my iPad back? This was before I had a phone, by the way.
Yeah. I kind of figured.
The iPad belonged to my mom technically. She bought it for me. And so she told my dad she wanted it back. And so my mom got my iPad back, and then she replaced it for my birthday. And then I downloaded a virus, but that's irrelevant.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that thing is it's like a Bitcoin miner. It's so slow it's not even functioning. Like I really need to destroy it or something, cuz someone's just mining Bitcoin on it for sure.
Yeah. Throw it, or smash it with a hammer, put it in a bag, tie it to a brick, throw it at the bottom of the river.
Yeah. Um I haven't touched it in years though. I had it for a long time, and I think the last time I touched it was probably early 2018 maybe. Like maybe like
A controversial
February.
take that relates.
Hmm?
I have a controversial take that relates to this.
Go ahead.
I've literally never found the use of an iPad. I have never found any use in an iPad. It's just a bigger screen. I mean, sure, like you see things better, but that's like it. Like, why spend another few $100s on a iPhone that doesn't fit in your pocket?
Well, okay, I have two reasons. One could argue that a bigger screen is all you need because, like, some people play games on there and they prefer having, like, being able to play a mobile game on their tablets. And also, Apple specifically has been coming out with a new thing for their tablets that just convert them into computers. You just slap on a keyboard and they run like computers, but you can just fold them up.
Look, like Windows Surface was doing that in like 2011, or I don't even know what when it came out, but it was like years ago. It probably was over a decade ago.
I'm sure. But
They've already had shit like that.
the thing is this is specifically the closest you'll be able to get to having both a phone and a computer in the same device. Like you can literally have a phone that like all the properties of a phone that just turn into all the properties of a computer in a second. The downside, however, is that it's Apple.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
At that especially, I'm
I
not an Apple user.
I say
I am a Android user.
I have an Apple phone. I'm yeah. I prefer their software.
Everybody
They're
says
like
it's more user friendly. I was able to figure out Android in like the first few days that I had it.
the way that I can explain it. This is how I say it, right? Apple is like a silky smooth, and Android is like a robotic, like professional, like sharp blocky. Like I don't know how to express that, but like that's
Do
how I
you
can
mean?
explain it. Like when I look at Apple with their all of their stuff is like warm colors and they're like soft and pleasing to the eyes, and all of the apps have like curved corners. But to Android, at least last time I had an Android, all the apps were like a box of a square. They weren't like curved edges, and all the colors were like very like sharp, and like the black was like a very deep black that hurt my eyes, and the white was a very bright white, and like
The app shape on Android is like almost close to being circular.
well then maybe it's been a while, but
No,
back when I had it, it was just there were so many visual like the functionality wise, it's very possible that it's better, but just based on looks alone, I didn't want to have an Android. Also, it's hard to have an Android when everyone else you know, except for your girlfriend, has a Samsung or has an Android. Or well, you know what I'm saying. Everyone I know has an Apple except for you and her, and that's it.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Good to go.
Absolutely no difficulties going on here at all. We're completely professional. There's nothing going on here. I'm not connected to a hotspot on my phone right now.
You're definitely not. You're definitely not in the middle of the boonies.
I'm definitely not sitting on the floor because I'm not in my usual location right now.
Definitely not.
Because we're professionals. We're professional.
That's correct.
Where did I leave off?
I have no idea. It's been like a long time.
I guess I have a thing I should probably keep to myself. It's not a huge deal. But,
What's that?
you know, it's kind of funny because this happened today, right? So new movie came out, right? Cocaine Bear.
Ah,
It was actually a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie. It was a thriller action movie, is what it was. The genre was. Not gonna lie, it was pretty thrilling. It was. I had absolutely zero expectations for that movie. I saw the trailer and I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be an absolutely terrible movie, but I have to see it because it's a bear that did cocaine. Like, come on, guys.
so can you give me like a spoiler free like rundown
Description?
like what's so good?
Oh, a bear fucking did cocaine. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Like, what more? What more do you need? A bear got addicted to cocaine.
I guess, but like, what makes it thrilling? Was it like gory or?
It was very gory. It was rated R. It actually, since it's a wild animal that like does the killing, it was very violent, almost disturbing ways that people got killed.
Yeah. Well, I actually um I I've seen the original like post thread talking about the bear years before the movie was even like gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
I've known about the bear for years. In the original, it just fucking dies. Like it doesn't go on
I
a
know.
rampage. It
What do you
doesn't
mean
kill people. It
in,
just takes
in
the
the original?
huh? Like
What do you mean in
in
the
the real
original? You mean
story.
in life? Yes, I know. It just eats 10 pounds of cocaine. It
I
dies like a minute after.
by in the
But
original I
like,
meant
come
like
on.
originally. Like it literally just did cocaine and then like it ate the cocaine and then just fucking died. I think it like
I am aware.
walked around for a bit being really weird and then died, but like it didn't go on a huge ass rampage. And I think that's so funny.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that. But like, Cocaine Bear is just a title for a movie that's like, come on. That's I feel like that's a movie that people watch because like, come on, Cocaine Bear.
It sounds like a really shitty indie film you'd find at like a dollar store.
Yeah, but it was actually pretty good. I quite enjoyed it. I would probably watch it again. It was also pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like one of those movies that's hyped up because it's like, yo, but then it's like, oh, you know.
I wouldn't really consider it extremely hyped up. I don't know. I just see like trailers for it and shit. I saw it not because I was hyped up and shit. I just was like, come on. There's like no movies really coming out right now that are peak interest other than like the only one for me was like I'm hearing a shit ton of things about Puss in Boots.
Uh-huh. Puss in
But
Boots and Ant-Man, and I guess No Cocaine Bear are the three movies out right now that I
I'm
really
hearing a
like.
lot. I'm hearing a lot of shit talk about Ant-Man. I'm hearing that it was really mid.
I've heard that it's average, but also Marvel's not had very good luck.
I believe that the only thing that can bring it back right now is Guardians 3.
I think so too. Also, speaking of Marvel, while we're here, I'm going to throw in my controversial take. I hate Captain America Falcon, but not really. Okay, that's
Okay,
just the way to bring
I
it
can
in.
agree with you there. Now listen,
I
I'm gonna extend that point. Listen, we're not racist, okay? But the
no.
fact that we're now calling him Captain America feels like it's completely undermining Steve Rogers.
So I'm perfectly fine with him being Captain America. I actually like it. It's comic accurate, and his suit, like unironically, is probably the coolest thing ever. Like I probably, if I could, if I could do it without being called racist, I would buy his costume and wear it to a convention. Obviously, I can't, but I totally would because I think it looks so cool. And I love the fact that he's Captain America now in the MCU. However, I hate the fact that he's not Falcon anymore. He should be Captain America Falcon or something like that. I don't like the fact that he's like Captain America now. I think he should be his own Captain America, not taking over as Captain America. It's
That's what
like
bothered me.
the new Captain or the new Iron Man girl, Ironheart. Like imagine if they just started calling her Iron Man. Like people would not like that.
I don't think they will. Yeah, it's such a dodgy subject because, like, I bet about anybody who listens to this now thinks that we're fucking racist.
No, because
But,
it has nothing to do
like,
with race. It's just it's the title. It's just Captain
okay,
America.
okay, actually, for anybody who's gonna call us racist, I have another point. So, there was recently a new Spider-Man made, and he was like I almost said homophobic. He was gay. Um, but there was a huge outrage over that.
Really?
I bet if we, yeah, because if we called him Peter Parker and Spider-Man, that doesn't stay true to the character.
Oh.
It's also like when they made Ariel in the live action for the Little Mermaid when they made her black. Like, I think I don't mind it honestly, but like, and again, I'm not fucking racist, but like the character wasn't made that way, so it just changes the character. It feels like it just doesn't feel the same, you know?
Yeah.
What if they made Black Panther white? That would be terrible. That would be so terrible.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Anyways, I
one way
digress.
road, I guess.
Yeah, I
Um,
digress.
that Spider-Man, I actually, even though I'm more into Marvel nowadays, specifically the comics. Actually, I love the Marvel comics, but I haven't heard about the new Spider-Man. But I did hear that like people have been like freaking out about Superman because the Superman's son, like the new Superman, basically like he's taking over as Clark Kent. Because I believe the old Superman is like gonna be public domain in a few years, or like this year I think. So they're trying to pump out a new one that they can have as a copyright, and they made him buy, and people are upset about that because he's supposed to be like the new face of Superman, and they made him buy, and people are pissed off because homomistic.
I think
Which,
the problem with it is trying to make new versions of already created characters. It would be so much better if you tried to come up with new characters that were like original. Then you can like actually just learn more about them. And if they're not good, then they're not good.
yeah. See,
But like,
back to Captain America Falcon. Like I love Captain America Falcon. I'm so glad that they did that because like in the comics too, like I loved it. And his character arc is so cool because he gives up on being Captain America for a while, like Steve Rogers did. He gives up on being Captain America, but he doesn't like pass on the mantle or anything. He doesn't leave his shield or anything. Like he still has his shield if he needs it, but he just kind of like retires into being an average person. He's not like some like vigilante. Like he actually just straight up fucking retires. But he doesn't keep that. He just says no more Captain America, and I thought this was so cool. I just don't like the fact that like he is Captain America, or like he's not Captain America Falcon. Because I don't remember what they did in the comics, but I like he's still Falcon in the comics, but he's also Cap.
yeah.
Like you know.
Like, yeah, it kind of feels like they don't really want him to keep any of his previous identity. Like it feels like he's almost like he's changed character completely almost.
Yeah.
Kinda, I guess. I don't know.
Also, I should clarify that I hope I'm using the right word. Otherwise, people are gonna hate on me. But homomissic, like missic means to hate, and it's a more fitting word for people who homomissic is more fitting for people who do not like gay people as opposed to homophobic, which means they're scared of gay people. It makes more
Yeah.
sense to use missic because it's
Was that did that have anything to do with what we're just talking about? I just wanted to
Well,
put, or
I
you
said
just wanted to make
homomissic
that
earlier. I said homomissic earlier, and I wanted to clarify that people knew what it meant.
and catch it. Apologize.
It was when I was referring to um, Cap or not Cap, Superman's son.
Gotcha. Yeah. Anyway, all that shit because I was about to talk about something that happened today after Cocaine Bear.
Oh, fun! Go ahead.
We went and saw it at the local mall. I guess I won't really say what the name of the mall is, but uh, got a bag, big bucket of popcorn, and we ate half of it. I was there with my grandpa and my cousin, and afterwards we went around the mall a little bit. And I was holding the bucket, and when we were like, okay, so I was holding it with like one hand on the outer like rim of it.
Sure.
I don't know how to describe it, but
Did
like
you have it like wrapped around your arm,
no,
or you were just holding it? You were gripping the rim.
oh,
Gripping
there's still popcorn in it. Yeah, I was like holding the rim of it, and I was like walking normally. We walked around the mall a little bit, and it turns out I was spilling popcorn the whole way.
Are you serious?
I am 100% serious. We were in American Eagle. I went to American Eagle, and I realized there was popcorn everywhere I walked.
Oh my god!
All in the
How do you even
store
do that?
in American Eagle. I don't know. I was so oblivious that there was just a popcorn trail where we were walking.
Dude.
Nobody called me out. Nobody was like, "Hey man, you're dumping popcorn." So I just kept walking and kept dumping the popcorn.
That's funny. I don't even know how you.
So
Would,
from the movie theater to American Eagle, probably on the elevator that we used, there's just a trail of popcorn. Janitors are gonna have fun cleaning that up tonight.
Yeah. Did you even like say anything to them, or did you just go, "Oh
Who?
shoot," and then hide the bowl?
Oh.
You did you just go, "Oh crap," and then hide the bucket?
No, I went like, "Oh shit, look at that," and then we all laughed, and I just kept walking. Changed how I was holding the popcorn bucket.
Of course.
Made sure I wasn't spilling anymore. Like, I just thought it was hilarious.
Well, I have a question relevant to another thing that you might not want to mention. Has there ever been a time where you've like peed somewhere and like almost like not mention it, like either like like you were in a pool or like you were in someone's lake and there was like
Yes.
someone with you, or like you were in the bathroom and you were like standing up and then you missed but you couldn't clean it, so you just had to just leave it?
Guy doesn't have that second problem, and I bet almost everybody in their lifetime has at least once peed in a pool.
Wait, you cut out the first part. What'd you say?
I bet almost every guy has had that issue where like you start to piss and you have to and you miss, but you like really have the ability to like clean it up or something because you're like in public or some shit. So you just readjust yourself and then you walk away like nothing happened. I bet everybody's had that problem at least once. Every guy anyway.
Dude,
I mean,
our school
woman definitely
urinals,
does it. We try to.
our school urinals are designed for Jack.
They are. They're really short.
Like it is so difficult to aim with them because they're so short.
You ever heard of a piss corner?
I don't.
Exactly what it sounds like. In school, a bunch of guys all pissed in the corner.
Did this happen in our school?
In the same corner. Yep, in our school. Same
When?
corner. All the guys just pissed in the corner. It was the last school year, but like they
Were you
all
a
pissed
part
in a
of it?
corner. I was not a part of it, but I walked into the bathroom and there was a puddle of piss in a corner.
Oh my
It
god.
was like spreading. It was spreading to the rest of the bathroom. Still,
Yeah,
there's so much piss on the floor.
isn't it so odd? Oh, there goes my phone for some reason. Isn't it so odd that like you walk in the bathroom, like especially the the poop suite, like you walk into the poop suite, and there's just like liquid like in between the cracks of like the tiles all over the ground, and it's like how did that get there? How did you what person what, was it like a disabled kid that started leaking himself? But they have their own bathrooms, so they don't come in. They don't use those suites.
We're having fun trying to write our name in cursive.
Yeah, really.
Be honest with yourself. You have at one point in your life had fun with your piss stream at the urinal or something.
I'm more concerned about finding the tactic of how people somehow miraculously make zero noise.
Piss on the side of the toilet. You make sure
I
you're not
know.
going in the liquid.
The liquid's like the no-no zone.
Yeah, no, that's the no-no zone when you're trying to be quiet. There's a strategy to this. Also, gotta like try to get it with the slant.
Okay, yeah, true.
Like if you're pissing and you're hitting it like if your piss stream is perpendicular to the toilet, then you're gonna make noise. But if it's like almost as parallel as you can get it, it's gonna be quieter.
I know all that, but there's just so many variables that it's just so I don't know how people manage to do it every single time.
Okay, so now here's the real strategy, but it like takes it's difficult to do. You have to try and get like both the factors that I just talked about, but also get it like right next to the liquid without actually splashing. Because the higher up you go, the more splatter there is, meaning that the more like splash is gonna get into the water in the toilet, meaning splash noise, like splatter noise.
Splatter noise.
So. Am I wrong here? I feel like that kind of works, but it's just it's a strategy that you gotta master as a guy when you're trying to piss late at night. There's a strategy to this, women. Trust me.
You know what else I've never understood?
The last few drops always end up going in your underwear.
No, there apparently. Oh well, that's just because your thing doesn't stop. Like it keeps leaking out.
Ever done the violent shake? You ever done like the violent shake?
Who hasn't?
Right. Make shake. Exactly.
But
I'm sorry, Mom.
You know how
probably listening to this.
Dude, being in middle school is the worst because I'd do the shake to because you got to do the shake to get up. That's like the thing.
Yeah.
And so I'll do the shake, and some kid who was clearly a year younger than me, like he was younger than me, he's like how we define the annoying grade in our school, like the kids that just make us so fucking pissed. Like he was like that kind of kid. And so I would stand up and go, yo, you playing with yourself? Yo, bro, I think this kid's playing with himself. He's playing with himself. And I definitely think I've talked about this on a podcast episode before, but I fucking hate those kids so much. Yo, he's playing with himself.
Okay. Episode of The Boys, there was a character who did that. I was like, yep, they know that this exists. That was the most relatable moment in all of the show. There was a character who was like in one episode and he died. I forgot his name, but he had a lot of guns on him. And he did like the violent shake after he took a piss. And I was like, yep, most relatable moment in the whole show right there.
I think I remember that.
I don't know why I remember it so fully, but I do.
Because
like
you were into it.
Butcher. No, it wasn't. Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up.
Was this in season 1?
This is season 3, I want to say.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I think Butcher had superpowers in that scene.
I definitely... Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Man, I remember
Butcher's my favorite character in that show.
I watched that show before it was cool. I watched that show. I'm the one that got Caleb to watch that. All of Caleb's personalities were because of me.
Nobody knows who Caleb is.
No, well, actually, some people do. Caleb's the type of person... Caleb downloads his personalities based off what he's seen. Right now, he's on Bullet Train. But he was on The Boys for a while. And both of those were my recommendations. Did you know that he was on Mary Poppins for a while?
No.
His Minecraft skin is him wearing Bert's jacket from Jolly Holiday.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about with that whole shit.
Yeah. Another thing that I've never been able to understand because I just don't have this problem. There's two things that I don't understand about the human body that people say. One, the more tame one, is people act completely immobile when their foot falls asleep. I can walk perfectly fine with my foot asleep. I have no problem with it.
So can I. It just feels uncomfortable.
But people act like they just can't walk at all, and I don't get it. Is it like different for people?
No, I mean for me it just feels like TV static in my leg. If you understand what I mean.
Well, not the static pins and needles thing. But like your foot's like
Oh,
numb. Like your foot's like asleep. It's numb. It hasn't woken up, so you don't feel the needles yet. So when your foot falls asleep, it feels numb because all your muscles are resting, and the pins and needles are because your muscles are like waking up and they're like being sporadic and shit.
well, well, I guess it depends on how you mean because like I constantly fall asleep on my arm and sometimes I wake up and I simply just cannot move it.
Yeah, like that, like that kind of numbness. I've never had to deal with the not being able to move, but I've been able to feel the feeling that people describe, and I can still move perfectly fine with that.
Oh, okay, so I am getting confused. If it's not the pins and needles and it's not the completely limp and you can't move it, then what the fuck is it?
Well, it's limp, but I can still move it. Like it's my foot, so I don't need to worry about moving it. I can just walk on it normally. It's like my
Because
foot. My foot's asleep. It's numb.
I have
Also, with the
never,
pins and
I
needles,
don't,
I can walk too. I just
I
never have
don't
a
know if I've
problem.
ever had, I don't know if I've ever had my leg how I'm describing it with my arm, but like there have been many times where I wake up and I like can't even move my fingers. Like I try so hard. I just simply cannot move it, and my arm is just hanging there. Like I cannot move it, and it'll take a minute or two. I gotta like swing it around by moving my whole upper body, and eventually I'll start getting feeling in it. But like if that was my leg, I probably wouldn't bank on the fact that I could walk on it. So you're probably describing something different than me.
Chances are.
I just don't understand what you're talking about. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I forgot the last 10 seconds, and maybe we should not bring them up again. Anyways.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should have kept that to ourselves.
Duh,
I
he
said
said the
the thing.
thing.
I said the thing. Yeah, I just hit the mic with a baseball cap on accident. I apologize for the static noise. Don't you love it when you get random boners in the middle of class?
No.
Okay, listen. Everybody pisses.
Yeah, you know who
Okay.
listens to this podcast? My boss. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, good luck keeping your job.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't said anything wrong, right? It's not like I lick the plates before I put them on the tray or anything. Like it's not like I said that. Like it's not like I admitted that because I totally don't. But like
Yeah, exactly. Nobody does that. Who would do that? God help it, don't find out.
things we should probably keep to ourselves. Number 4. I was just like I'm trying to think of one because I had one a minute ago, but I can't remember what it was.
I had a fuck ton, but I don't remember. I once got in trouble in first grade because I made finger guns. That was really weird.
Huh.
The incident with the kid on the bus would have been good for this, but you already heard this one. Shit. Apologize for that bang.
You're fine.
The loud noise. That would have been good. That would have been a good one.
Um.
I literally had a bunch, and now I can't remember them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So here's one. Here's one. I got one. This is the one I want. One of the ones I wanted to remember. So this was in second grade, right? So in my elementary school, I don't know if this is the same for everyone, but each classroom had their own bathrooms, right?
Yeah.
So one of my buddy goes in, right, and we're second graders, so we pee when we stand, right. So he goes in there and he stands and he pees and he's done, right. And then it's my turn. I need to use the bathroom. So I go in there and I go to sit on the toilet to take a shit, and I fall into the water
Oh
because he didn't
no.
put the seat down and I didn't notice. But this isn't where the awful part ends, because I start freaking out like a little kid does, to the point where I start tearing up. Because I don't know, did you do that in second grade? Because I feel like I was young and like I was like 7. Like I'd be tearing up from that probably. Like I was like,
I
oh my
never,
god.
I've never been a huge crier, even as a kid. I cried when I don't even know if I cried very much when I got hurt. I cried when, yeah, when I got scared and shit. But I don't know if that would really scare me as much as it would just shock
Well,
me.
I was shocked from that too. Like not only did I embarrass myself by falling in the water, but also like the seat was up and it shook me because I didn't expect it. It was kind of like the feeling of when you're walking backwards downstairs, or you're not paying attention to the step and you like skip one, or you like
Okay.
think you're on the landing but you're not. It's like that like feeling. But that's not the worst of it, because my first instinct was to go tell the teacher, but 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 I didn't pull up my pants. So I'm butt naked with my pants and underwear around my ankles. I open the door and
Why?
I go, Mrs. Teacher, who funny enough had the same last name as you. I go, Mrs. Teacher,
God damn it.
Steven left the seat up. I just there's just oh, it was awful. It was an awful experience.
Fucking naked.
I was butt ass naked.
Holy shit. You went in front of the class like that?
Well, okay, well the bathroom was in the
Teacher
back of
like
the
that?
class, so everyone's backs were to me. So not
Okay.
everyone saw me. But she also went, Aiden, get back in there. So it didn't take like I wasn't there. It was like maybe 5 seconds, and not everyone, you know. Not
Christ, what the
not
fuck,
everyone was,
man?
impressed.
I'm sure with your second grade.
Anyways,
What the fuck?
this is
All right,
awful.
I'm about to get really controversial.
Okay, I'm
Right?
excited for this.
I swear to God, I'm not homophobic.
Okay.
Okay, Pride Month, man, is out of fucking hand.
Well, I have gay friends who
Okay.
don't like it.
Oh, I listen, like all this shit with the whole LGBTQ shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I don't
I'm not
get.
homophobic, but all of this gay stuff, what the fuck? That's what you just said.
Here's what I just said. Quote me. Quote that. Damn it. Quote it.
Putting it on the
Uh,
Instagram.
what was I even talking about? I
We're
already
talking about
forgot.
Pride
I was
Month.
talking about gay people. I get that you're gay, right? Please don't make it your whole fucking personality. And I know, I know that there are people out there who literally just do it for the clout, and it pisses me the fuck off. There's like, there are people who, and like especially transgender people, because there are people who are like, actually, I don't want to say diagnosed because I'm not an expert on this shit, but they are born with different like genitalia in their brain than they are like, with their physical body. But then there's just the people who are like quoting themselves as being the bravest person on the planet because they just called themselves a girl one day. Like, what if I just call myself a girl right now? Does that make me the bravest person on the fucking planet? No. And then there's all the gay people who disrespect the military. Those people fought for the freedom that you guys have to say that you're gay and to say that you're trans. Don't fucking disrespect military veterans.
There are plenty of
Military veterans
there are
will
plenty of
always be
veterans. Sorry, go ahead.
will always be 100 times braver than any of you will ever be.
I mean, there are
Unless you
veterans
join.
who have fought in World War II and Vietnam and stuff. I think there's some from World War II that are still alive today. I can't remember. When was World War II? 46? Technically, it's possible. But there are vets who say that they don't even recognize the country that they fought for. And I don't know if it's specifically because of what you're saying, I doubt it. I'm sure there's plenty of other reasons, like political issues and stuff. But that's still so crazy to me. Is how they don't even recognize that kind of stuff anymore.
They don't. It's a completely different world than it was 100 years ago.
I
It changed so much so quickly in like the last decade. A lot of things changed really fucking
Yeah.
fast.
I'm not afraid to admit that I stand for the pledge, even though only two other people in my class do. And it's not because it's like something that's drilled in my head. A lot of people say it's because it feels like a cult. And to that I say, what doesn't feel like a cult? But like, I'm respecting our country not because it's good, but because it's the best. Just because something's the best doesn't mean it has to be good.
Yeah, it's true. It's like Apple.
Yeah. It's the lessest of evils. There's still plenty of bad things wrong with us. Don't get
That's
me
not.
wrong,
This
but
is a lot. Like this is a way out of my comfort zone. But like American politics, pretty much every election, you're voting for the lesser of two evils.
yeah,
That's how it feels a lot of the time. Which kind of sucks, but
that's why I don't want
what
to
can
vote
you
when I'm
really?
older.
Can yeah?
I don't
What
want to
can you
vote
really
unless
do
there's
about
someone I have full faith in,
it?
which I've
Anyway,
been shit on plenty of times before.
I don't want to dwell. I don't want to dwell on politics because
It's
I don't
fair.
know anything. I
Um,
don't really want to get into that shit.
Controversial take. I had another controversial take, uh, about that kind of stuff.
I can keep going.
I
Okay,
can.
furries, you're not a dog. You're not a wolf. You're not a fucking. You're not like how I was. You're not a fucking hippopotamus. All right. As much as I wanted to be when I was a child, like I said earlier in this episode, I will literally never be a fucking hippopotamus, no matter how much I want to fucking believe it. Just because I growl a little bit, stare at a camera with really weird looking eyes sometimes and start howling at my bedroom, at the poster in my bedroom, that doesn't make you a fucking wolf, okay? You have arms. You don't have ears that stick out of the top of your head. You don't have fur. You have human teeth. You have you are a fucking human, okay? If you were born from a human, you're a fucking human being.
You
You're a
feel
Homo
very passionate.
sapien, not a fucking lion.
Have I told you that post I saw about that girl who was like a furry, and she wanted a litter box in the school, but the school said no. So she brought her own litter and dropped it in the locker room and took a shit there, and she got suspended. And her boyfriend, because somehow she has a boyfriend, threatened to shoot up the school, and now he's facing jail time.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry, but if you're a deer, or you're like if you think you're any of those animals, technically you don't have human rights. Just saying. It's not like me being a it's not like me being a what's even the word for it? Racist except furries.
I don't know. I don't think
That
there
I
really
guess
is a word for hating on furries. You just hate furries.
there kind of isn't. Vegan teacher said speciesist once, so I guess I'll use that. But if you think that you have human rights, then technically there is still part of you that knows that you're human. Just fucking saying. I am just saying.
I'm like half paying attention because I'm more concentrated on the question I have in my mind, which is the people who are gay and super into Pride Month. How do they feel about the gay people that hate Pride Month? Because I know gay people who like despise it. I mentioned that earlier, but like how do the people that are obsessed with it feel about the people who hate it that are also gay?
I don't
Do
know.
they hate those gay people?
I don't know. It's all for clout. I feel like a lot of things that people do is just for clout. It's like at the Game Awards, the kid who talked about Bill Clinton. I bet he did that for the clout. And look at that. He fucking got it.
Well, he did it because it was hilarious.
It was funny.
He
But let's
literally
be
called
real.
Bill
He also
Clinton a
did it.
retired Jewish pastor.
I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not like saying that what he did was wrong. I mean, technically, what he did, he should like
He stole
probably
the
wasn't allowed.
spotlight.
I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying that it wasn't funny, but like, let's all be real here. He did it
at least part of him did it for the attention.
Sure. Yeah.
And and this is also probably not going to sit well with many people, but I believe that that's how maybe not all, but some school shootings happen.
For clout.
The
Yeah. No.
kid
There
for
is a
attention
kid.
because it's always because you never hear about any of the good people on the news really. But you always hear about shit like that on the news. Any kid who did something like that, and I'm not saying this is good. Literally, never do this. These are horrible, tragic things that I really wish upon nobody. It's all terrible, and anybody who has committed them already, I hope that they are. I really can't say I hope they're suffering because I don't know if I really believe in afterlife. But damn it, I hate them so much. But their names are always in the news. You can literally find out any of their names by looking up the shooting.
Yep.
You will literally like their names will literally always be there.
You'll find the shooter before the
Sucks.
victim.
Exactly.
I remember there was a so back a few years ago when it was really popular on Twitch to watch like interrogations. There was an interrogation with a school shooter, and it's a pretty popular one. There was a meme format of it of like the guy being like, so this blah blah blah, like it was a kid who was who was saying that he was being controlled by demons, and he was making up this whole demon story and all that, and the guy was going along with it, and he was like, these demons, are they in the room right now? And the kid would like shake violently with his head, and he just kept going on and on with this demon story, and the cop was just like, yeah, you're making all that shit up, and the kid's face just like plummeted. But they found his phone, and if you know, I don't know if you know this, but this is horrifying to me. Anything you do on your phone will stay on your phone. Even if you delete your history, it stays on your SIM card. Which is why in like a bunch of like movies or like action movies or spy movies, you see them break the SD chip, because even if you delete the call from the history, they can still track it. So this kid recorded a video on his phone and then deleted it, but they found it, and he was basically talking about his plans to do the shooting like a few weeks before he did it, and he was talking about which where he was going to be going, and like how many, like he literally said that he was aiming to like kill a certain amount of people. Like it was horrible. Like he was treating it like it was a fucking game, and he was trying to get the high score. Like it was ridiculous and it was awful.
It's so fucked up.
It was messed up, but like that's the kind of stuff that's out there.
Holy shit.
I can't remember how he
I mean,
got into school shootings because it was a controversial take. Oh, for clout, it was clout. But yeah, the kid was going for a certain amount because he wanted, and he was talking about like his inspirations, and he was talking about how he hopes to be
fuck.
popular from it. Like it was really messed up. And the
That's
kid's in
not the
prison now.
way.
He got like 60 years, I think. Like he got a ridiculously high amount of prison time. He'll be in there for a
It's good.
long time.
It's very good. Literally, if you want to get attention, you get the wrong type of attention for that because like literally nobody will. Like, I don't even know if your own parents will ever even look at you the same way.
I doubt it. I bet you that kid's probably dead to his parents.
Yeah, like you die hated by literally probably the entire country, probably maybe even the whole world. Is that really the type of attention that you want? From everybody? I don't fucking think so.
It's awful.
It is awful. It's so fucked up. It bothers me so much.
hmm I feel like a lot of people don't value the life nowadays. Like I know so many people who well, I don't know them, but I've seen so many people like on social media who've gotten help now, but they've talked about being suicidal, and it's like I couldn't even think about that. Like some people want to commit suicide simply because they just don't have any plans for the future. Like they don't know where they're gonna go after a certain amount of time has passed, and so they're just going to end it all. And
I
I
have
just can't fathom that, because some people are so much more unfortunate and they're still fighting for years to be able to be happy, and some people who are in a perfect home with a perfect family and they're living a comfy life, and they get good grades, and they have a promising future, and they just don't see a potential future where they're happy, so they just end it there.
It's all about how they were raised. It's like the thing I believe is like your personality and your wants and desires is all shaped by your childhood. It will literally everything about you is molded when you're a child. I think that's like a scientific fact actually. If you're born into a rich family, you're gonna be the most spoiled kid in the fucking world because you have it all already. Like you're born into that shit. But if you have to work for it, then you're gonna see more potential in a future where you have to work for shit. Whereas the rich kid is gonna be unhappy when the shit isn't just handed to him. And I'm not saying that all rich people are like that, but it's just an example.
See,
A
here's
spoiled kid,
go ahead.
you can go.
My thing was, if I am rich in the future, because I particularly like the way I want to raise my kids. I don't want them to be like me because I know that that's like a bad thing, but I want them to be as aware of certain things as I am. Like I don't want them to necessarily be like intelligent. I wouldn't say that I'm intelligent myself, but there's so many topics that like I'm informed in, not necessarily political, but just in general about the world, like how people are as far as like good as a person and bad as a person, like the true difference between right and wrong. I feel like I'm pretty spot on as far as my justification goes. Like as far as judging people for who they are, I'd say I'm pretty good at that, and I want to raise my kids like that. And I feel like a lot of that comes from how I was raised as well. So, as far as like, if I were to be rich, I'd ask my parents what they did and how much they'd limit for spending on kids, and then I'd do the same thing. So even though I'm loaded, like hypothetically, I'm loaded with money, I'm gonna still budget my kids to be like how I was raised and see how
Yeah.
that works out. Because I don't. The last thing I want is for my kids to be rich and snobby.
Yeah, that's terrible. That always sucks. I don't know how else to say it. I really don't know how to say it.
You know what else is controversial?
Huh.
I fucking hate, and I'm not going to explain why because, well, I am going to explain why, but for different reasons. But I hate, and I don't think it really exists anymore. But I hate. I've said I hate so many times. I hate the defund the police shit. It's absolutely awful, but it's also hilarious at the same time because it just shows how much social media has over, like how much control it has over some people.
Yeah, it's really bothersome actually.
Let me put it into perspective for you. How
Okay.
many police officers do you think exist just in America? Just in America.
Just in America, probably. I don't know. I couldn't give you an exact number,
Do
but
you think
like
there'd be
a
at
lot.
least a million, maybe?
Maybe. Sure. I don't know the exact population of the United States.
Let's
Yeah,
Google it.
probably.
How
I know that their numbers are starting to dwindle, and I'll get more on that after you're done.
there are 696,000, and the number is actually it increased from 2018 to 2019. It's actually higher than it's been in recent years, but this is from 2020.
Oh.
696. Okay. Now, let's say, how many times do you think you see videos where cops were doing bad stuff on average?
You don't see it that much.
Right? It's like maybe once every few weeks you'll see like a fuck up where they did something wrong. Like it's not rare, but it's not common either. Like
Yeah.
I said once every 2 weeks, which is about 23 a year. You see about 23 a year. Obviously, there's more than 23 problems a year. I'd say there's probably about four times that, so close to like 100 incidents a year where they're mistreated, where they mistreat their like their problems. Like the last one I saw, I think it was a female police officer. That's not relevant, but it was in the headlines for every single time I saw it. But so I just included it. But this police officer parked her car on the train tracks and arrested someone in the back seat, and while they were gathering evidence, a train came by and hit the car, and the person survived. The person arrested survived, but they had like fractured ribs and broken limbs, and they had severe concussions. Like they were really messed up physically. And a lot of people just assume that those officers walk away like without a punishment, and that can be further from the truth. Those police officers, just because they enforce the law doesn't mean they're above the law, and I feel like a lot of people make that mistake a lot, because a lot of the police officers find justice, and I think a lot of people underestimate how long it takes to actually go through a case. And I think like reality TV, or not reality TV, but like drama TV kind of has an impact on that too. Like, Kyle Rittenhouse, he was the guy that defended himself during the BLM thing when those three people, who were convicted felons by the way, attacked him. It was in like early 2020. His court case just ended 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, it
Just
takes a
it takes a lot
long time.
on this stuff.
So I think it's pretty crazy that people still think that it's awful when probably less than 1% of them commit these problems every year. And then you look at other stuff and it's like, it's crazy. I feel
Hey,
like I wish so badly that we could have like a simulation, kind of like the Matrix, of what would happen given specific scenarios. And then we make a scenario where it shows what would happen if there was really just no police anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you brought up that, and it just made me think of something. This is just like a quick side tangent. Jeffrey Dahmer people and the people who like sympathize with
Oh my
the
god.
fucking thing, the fucking show. Shut the fuck up. No, he was a criminal. He was a serial killer who ate his fucking victims. We're not gonna show him sympathy. We're not gonna say free Jeffrey Dahmer because he was gay. Shut the
Is
fuck
that really what people were
up.
doing?
Yes. People were like free Jeffrey Dahmer after the show came out because like there was like a sad story behind it. Like Jeffrey Dahmer was so sad, but yeah, he fucking killed people and then ate them. Who cares he
That's
was fucking
horrible.
gay? Who cares he was gay? Who cares he was sad? Are you just not gonna arrest me if I murder your kid because I was and then I said that I was suicidal and sad and I was gay? Am I just gonna get off scot free? No, probably not. Shut the fuck up.
I forgot, like, when the Jeffrey Dahmer thing first came out, it was tagged as LGBT. I just think that's so funny that it was put in the LGBT section because he was gay, even though it has nothing to do with the fact that he was gay, but it was like
Yeah.
tagged as LGBT representation when he was a serial killer. I just
And I'm gonna
big fuck up there.
touch back on the police shit. Like, when I said like numbers were dwindling, I actually don't know that for a fact, but I do know that it's a fact, at least locally with firefighters, because there's just less people who genuinely want to help. Because you can't be sure. I believe that there are police officers who are like don't they're not like good police officers, like not good people, but like a lot of them are just people who wanted to help. They wanted to make a difference. Think about that. You're not a police officer because you didn't want to fucking help. And like a lot of them are just genuine people, and now they, because of the media, they have to think about their every move because they don't want to be fired because something was perceived as racist or homophobic or any of that shit.
I remember we were at.
Police,
Oh,
it's like disrespecting the military.
you keep cutting out, so I keep thinking you're done talking, but then you keep going, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can go.
I remember we were at my sister's graduation, and the principal was doing his like announcements, and he was like, "If anyone here has been in law enforcement, please stand up." And no one stood up. And my dad leaned over at me and said, "Yeah, no way in hell is anyone standing up. They don't want a can thrown at them or something."
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me.
It's, yeah, because the police are just disrespected. Like these are just people who literally just want to do help. If you want to complain about policemen, be a policeman yourself, then complain.
Yeah, really. Wasn't there a whole thing that we learned in elementary school about not judging someone until you've walked a mile in their shoes?
Yeah, there's a whole song for it.
Really? I guess it's a little different because it's a career choice, but you really don't have any clue what's going on with someone until you step in their shoes. Like until you're actually there choosing what they have to do. Like the amount of shit that they deal with on an average basis, like on a day-to-day basis, just so that people can be safe. Like if they didn't exist, I feel we don't even, scratch that. We don't even need the Matrix thing because the Purge is the perfect example of what would happen without the police.
Exactly.
Either that or we'd
And
have military tanks rolling around our cities.
I here's a thing is like I don't know if I know like I know policemen and I don't know if I know a single one who isn't at least a little bit traumatized by the shit that they do for work, for
Oh
their
yeah.
career.
I know
It's
some
it's really sad to me.
I know some that can watch horror movies without even flinching because it's nothing compared to what they've seen.
Really, yeah, it's really sad to me. I'm gonna whole media shit. I'm gonna give you an analogy, and it might not be a great one, but hopefully at least puts a little bit perspective on it. It's like say if I had a like. It's really difficult for me to talk about this because this is media, and I don't want to be perceived as all this shit. Like this is my point exactly. But like, say if I was attacked by somebody and I ended up like getting in a fight with him, and what was caught on recording, like they didn't catch the fact that he attacked me. And what if he ended up being black? I'm probably gonna be the one, probably gonna be deemed as racist. Like what if I was winning the fight?
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm
That goes
probably gonna
back
be
to my school thing. Like,
exactly,
I egg on the guy, but he threw the punch, so he's the one responsible. It's how it is. I wonder what
exactly.
life would be like if Phoenix Jones wasn't arrested. Sometimes I think about that.
What?
Have I not told you about Phoenix Jones?
No.
You can look him up. There's a whole documentary about him. But this was 2016 in Seattle. It was a guy who was going around Seattle dressed in a superhero costume. He was wearing like bulletproof and knife-proof armor. Like it was like a it looked like a superhero costume. And he would go around the city and he had like no he didn't carry lethal weapons, but he'd basically just walk around and report crimes to the police. And he's been in the hospital many times and he was in a he had a he's been there for like stab wounds and shit, and he's broken up fights. He carries like a spray can and like pepper spray and a taser, and the most lethal thing he carried was a baton. And it's so much funny. So much funny. It's so funny because whenever he'd go like to make sure that he wasn't like tracked, he'd walk into a superhero like comic shop, and there was a bookshelf in the back of the comic shop that was a secret door that led to his like hideout, and he'd changed into his costume there.
It's kind of funny.
And he eventually got this whole like a bunch of people would patrol the streets, and the governor was, and like the panel, whatever you call them, I don't want to say like the Senate, but it's like the Senate for like the state, like it's the panel of like people who make the decisions for the state. They were heavily considering of making vigilantes like a legal part of the system, people who just go around the streets at night patrolling for criminals. And it all came to an end when Phoenix Jones was busted for carrying marijuana, which is illegal
Wow.
in Washington State. And because he was dealing marijuana while he was on patrol, which was illegal.
Damn.
And so he got arrested and all that vigilante shit came to an end. But I definitely feel like if there were no police, we'd have a lot more people dressed as superheroes going around.
If there were no police, we would be living in a hellish world.
Probably. I would not be in America right now, I tell you that.
A world with no laws, as much as I hate the fact that there's no matter where you live in this world, there's always a somebody above you in terms of a hierarchy. Like say it all you want, there's no hierarchy, but let's face it, there is, and there always will be wherever you live. But again, if there wasn't that hierarchy, it would be chaos.
Hmm.
Terrible.
There
Like
needs to
it was
be.
just Exactly. If we don't want people to be slaughtering each other in the streets and having no safe place to live, then we need this type of shit.
It's also so odd because like I think it was Al Capone. He was like what the biggest mob boss in American history.
In
He
the
had
30s, yeah, it's really famous.
yeah, him just existing caused crime to be like really low. Like he was preventing a lot of crime from other like gangs and stuff. Like like crime I think it was at an all-time low for the time period because he was just around and he was so powerful that he like when he left there was a huge vacuum to fill. Like when he I think he died, right? Like he got killed, assassinated or something, I can't remember.
I don't remember either, but
But when he was when eventually he had to stop being a boss, right? Like somehow he either backed out, which I doubt, or he was killed or died peacefully in his sleep or something. I don't know. Either way, he died, and that there was such a huge power vacuum in Chicago, I think it was, because he just had so much power because he was on the top, and it's
yeah.
crazy to think of how powerful he was.
I had his car before.
Hmm.
Car?
Car.
Yeah. Another person who, well, I don't know him. A relative of mine knows the guy who owns Al Capone's car.
That's so crazy.
It's a really cool car.
Is it like lined with gold on the inside or something?
Uh, oh,
I'm gonna Google a
it's like a
picture.
really, it's like a custom made Cadillac or something like that, and it's the steering wheel's fucking massive.
Oh, it's green. The
Yeah,
green thing.
card. Why did I say card?
The bulletproof Cadillac. There's stuff saying that it's going for sale for 1 million. Did the person that you know sell it or buy it?
He bought it. Full story, but like a low.
That thing
I
looks
never actually seen it in person. I need to disclose that, but
Oh, you've never seen it in Oh, I thought you were saying that you've
yeah,
seen it in
but
person.
I'm one of these days I'm gonna be taken to see it, but
Do you think you'll ever get a chance to sit behind the wheel?
to what?
You'll ever get a chance to sit behind the wheel?
Oh my, the person who I know who knows the guy said that I'd be able to.
That said what?
I would be like if I ever go to see it, I'd probably be able to sit behind the wheel.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm
This
insanely
seems
jealous.
this seems a little bit different from the car that was described to me, but I could be wrong. I could have just been imagining it wrong. Well, that was just a little side tangent on Al Capone. Oh well.
How Capone. Yeah, that's rad.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to think that I have a fairly good head on my shoulders. I like to think that I want to say that because I'm not, I'm definitely not right in everything that I say, but I don't think I'm wrong in anything that I say. At the very least, I'm in some sort of gray area. But
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think I'm
I'm not
necessarily.
like a. I
Sorry.
continue.
There's so many
You're
sorries. You're cutting out like crazy right now.
not speaking. I wasn't talking.
I have so many friends that like I don't think I have a like I think I have pretty good views, but there are just I have friends who have pretty radical views, and I don't want to upset them because their views like it's not necessarily that I think mine are bad. It's just that I don't think theirs are good, and I don't want to upset them with that.
I guess I can understand that, but if somebody else is gonna end a friendship with me because of something that I believe in, then that's their fucking problem, not mine.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about it that way.
It's like I don't know. It's like what I said earlier. Try to make me gay. Try to make me vegan. Try to make me all this fucking shit. I'm not gonna change simply because it's what's gonna make me popular. Like, I don't know. I think that people being fake is a big like
Problem.
issue. Yeah, which yeah, like especially for popularity and shit. But no, I think that being popular is super overrated.
Oh, incredibly.
Shit.
It's incredibly overrated.
But yeah, if you hear this and you disagree with me, then we can agree to disagree. But I'm not gonna change my viewpoints on anything. If you're a furry, you're not a fucking animal. You are a human being. If you're gay, be gay. But just like don't shove it down other people's throats. If you're vegan, same thing. Same with Christians and all that shit. Like, just be a fucking genuine human being. Jesus Christ. Don't make it your whole fucking personality because you think it's going to get you a few thousand likes on Instagram.
Gay
That means
vegan
absolutely
furries
nothing.
right now.
Exactly. And I'm not, what's the word you said? Homocysist?
Mysic.
Sick. I'm not any of that shit. Like, I think that we live in probably one of the most accepting worlds that we've ever lived in, and not saying like everybody's accepting of the shit because I know that racism and I'm just gonna say homophobia because I'm never gonna remember the word, but all the prejudice, not prejudice, the I don't even know the word, segregation. I don't know. All that shit towards these other groups, it still exists. Like, America, don't cry about it all the time. People are gonna believe what they believe. Like, just be grateful you don't live in Iraq where it's fucking illegal and you'll get executed for it.
Yeah. There was I saw someone talk about this today, so I have there's no validity to this because it was on Discord. But someone said that there was a couple who tried to prove that it was safe to hitchhike in Afghanistan. So they tried to hitchhike the entirety of Afghanistan, and they ended up getting executed beheaded on an execution video, which is awful.
Yeah.
Also, I looked it up. Mysic does mean to hate, but also phobic is a alternative suffix, which means fear, but it can also mean it indicates dislike. But also the example for that is homophobic. So It could just be that homophobic means dislike, therefore phobic means dislike, because in order for that to make sense, it has to,
Yeah, then I'm just gonna stick to using that word because it
mean,
rolls off the tongue easier for me.
Also, it's what everyone uses. I just want to be correct.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Nobody believes all the same things.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Not everybody's gonna agree on everything, but learn to coexist. I don't know.
I'm sure we will.
Be grateful for what you got. Don't make other people change because you think a certain thing. Like, I'm not gonna make you change because I'm straight. Like, Jesus Christ. Although I will say the lines in the gay pride flag are straight. Just saying.
No.
Just saying.
All right. You want to take us out, Jack?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go right ahead, Jack.
All right, Jack. Take us out.
I am taking you out. Be prepared to retrace your steps as we revisit an old topic we had previously talked about. See you next time on the Figgleheads.